Alrighty, let's do a transformation of an ellipse now. Same basic equation as your ellipse centered at the origin. The only difference is now we throw in that h and k that we've been seeing since Algebra 2. And remember, it's in that form of x minus h and y minus k. So really we're getting the opposite of what we see. Because x minus 2 would mean h would have to be positive 2. And y minus, to get plus 1, it'd be a negative 1. So that's the idea here. Again, the only difference being where the a value is under the x term, or the y term will tell us if it's horizontal or vertically oriented with the major axis. Remember, the major axis being the longer axis of the two, which means the more stretched out portion of our ellipse. So we've got an example here. We've got x minus 2 and y plus 1, so we can see that our center, hopefully, is located where? Yep, you got it, positive 2 and negative 1. So we go over there, positive 2, negative 1, and there's our center right there at that point. Now, we've got to determine which orientation this is. If we notice 25 is larger than 16, remember a squared is always the larger of the two. 25 is our a squared term. So a squared equals 25, which means b squared is our 16 right there. So since a squared is under the y value, we're going to be vertically oriented in this case. Our ellipse is going to be longer up and down instead of side to side. Okay? So from our center here, we're going to go, since we know it's vertically oriented, the longer amount, a, square root both sides. We have plus or minus 5, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. And then square up both sides here and get b is plus or minus 4. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's our ellipse. Now, mine looks more like an egg, I know. Now, there's one more part that we should probably do here, and that's to find where the foci would be. So that's where we're going to use this equation here to find the c value. Remember, that c value along the major axis is the distance from the origin to the foci. So we would take c squared equals a squared, which we already know is 25, minus b squared, which we know is 16. And 25 minus 16 is, yep, that's true, it's 9. So square root both sides, and c is plus or minus 3. Okay? So that means go up, since it's vertically oriented. If it was horizontally oriented, our c value would go side to side. But since this one's vertically oriented, we go up 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3, and there are the two foci of your ellipse. Right on. I hope that helped. Hope it makes sense. I will be talking to you next about standard form and general form, writing equations of ellipses.